Alright guys, let me tell you a little bit about what I'm doing here today, making some country style steak. Alright, the first thing you want to do is you want to grab your 3 bowls. You're going to take one, put some eggs in it, whisk them up to make some egg wash. Alright, now that we have our egg wash, I'm going to show you the other 2 bowls. We got flour in one, here's the egg wash again. And then right here in the third one, we have our breadcrumbs. This is where you're going to set your dipping station up for your cube steak. And you're going to dump it in the flour first. You want to make sure you cover the entire piece of cube steak on both sides. Now that you have fully covered the piece of meat in flour, the next step is to submerge it in the egg wash. Now that the piece of meat that is covered in flour is completely sloppy wet with egg wash, you put it into the breadcrumbs. Just like with the flour, you want to ensure that you coat the entire piece of meat with the breadcrumbs after you pulled out the egg wash. If you were paying attention at this point, you may have noticed that I did not take the second piece of meat and dip it in flour. I am about to show you why. If you thought you was going to learn some cool cooking technique, just my wife showing me some on Facebook while filming. Alright guys, this is what the end product should look like before you put it in the frying pan. Alright, in the next step, we're going to make a totally sweet bed of beef flavored rice for a country style steak. As you just saw, that was 1 cup of rice to 2 cups of water. Now you're going to want to bring your rice to a bowl. Once it starts bubbling up real good and nice, you're going to take that lid off, stir it up a little bit, and put it down to a simmer. We're about to learn you good right here. You're going to put a lot of butter up in this pan right before you put that cube steak in here and make sure you coat it nice and good. If you go back and watch the Badass Grilled Cheese episode, you'll see I said I'd use a lot of butter. It happened so fast you might have missed it, but I just threw 2 pieces of butter and a beef bouillon into that rice right there. Man, oh man, look at that perfect golden brown we're getting on these country style steaks. That first one didn't want to do what it was told and rub the butter on its skin, so it's gonna have to get the pan again. Now that we have it evenly golden brown, we're gonna move it over here and get it on a baking pan. So we can toss these bad boys in the oven for a minute, 1 to keep them warm and 2 to make sure the center's done. So this is one of my favorite southern things to actually cook, but I'm breaking rule number 1. My wife threw away my bacon grease, and that's how I usually make my roux for my milk gravy. So if you're one of those weirdos that don't have bacon grease sitting around your kitchen, or you're one of those vegetarians, this is a way you can make a roux out of butter. Alright, so in case you don't know what's going on here, we're taking the butter and the flour and mixing it into like a butter flour paste. And then we're going to keep adding flour until it gets kind of not real thick, but has a little bit of thickness to it. You know, cook it, like brown it up a little bit, and then pour some milk in it. You can actually use the same technique to make the southern sausage gravy. You just use the sausage grease to make the roux with, and then put the milk in there, salt and pepper to taste, put your little sausage chunks in there, and you got the perfect sausage gravy to put over your biscuits in the morning. In a future episode, I'll show you how to make a banging southern style breakfast. At this point, we're just going to let that milk continue to cook down and let that butter and flour act as a thickening agent, and then start salting and pepper to taste. I don't really measure out here. I've done this enough. I know how much salt and pepper I like in it. Alright, a good rule of thumb of how you can tell when your gravy's actually done is when you're mixing your spatula around in the milk and you start picking it up and it's actually sticking to the spatula and it's good and thick. Alright, now we can cut the heat off to it and take the rice that plated up. Now it's time to make that sweet rice bed so we can put the country style steak on and just kind of mush it out into like a perfect little circle here on the plate. Even though the rice is beef flavored, let's get on to the real meat. Might want to be real careful on this part. Watching something come out the oven like this, especially if you're a vegetarian, it might turn you into a real man. You might just grow a pair and start eating some meat. That looks mighty tasty there, boy. Make sure you cover that whole dango with that milk gravy. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed episode 3 of the country style steak and gravy. Alright, if you enjoyed watching me cook today, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Leave me some comments about what you think. Hit that thumbs up button, and until next time, catch you on the flip side.